Hello and welcome back to Realm of Thrones 4.0. Okay, so there's been a little bit of off-screen progression that I've been doing because I kind of thought to myself, okay, let me just test this out, see if this actually works, and it feels to me like it is. So I'm going to assume that indeed some of you were correct in assuming that Dawn is hard-coded to make peace as soon as possible with Daenerys' faction, and we probably won't be able to do anything against them. However, I have been launching attacks against the Vale for a little bit of time now, and we haven't really had too many issues. As you can see right here, we've taken Norvos. I took that by myself, basically. I went in there with 285 units. Had no problems whatsoever. We were able to get the gate down thanks to our wonderful dragon, of course. And yeah, there's actually been a couple of, well, as you can quite clearly tell, a couple of problems in the form of Bravos, and indeed this place falling into rebel hands, which is obviously a bit of a problem because we, of course, want to try and launch attacks against the Vale, and we've now had another complication. And the other complication just so happens to be Mr. Stannis Baratheon of the Dragonstone declaring war on House Targaryen. And indeed, that is a bit of a problem, isn't it? Yes, so we're now going to have to face this entire faction. I did not do this. He declared war on us. So this is very interesting. And I guess we're going to have to see what happens, eh? We're going to have to see what happens. Anyway, in other news, we did manage to reach Clan Tier 6, as you can see. I don't know how that actually happened. Oh yeah, by the way, Soren actually did give birth to another child. A healthy child, actually, surprisingly enough. Which is pretty nice. And yeah, Maegor is actually age, I think, 11 or 12 now. It's been, according to my game at least, it has been over 1,800 days. That is 1,800 days so far in this campaign. So yeah, a pretty significant amount of time. And I'm actually going to head on over to Pentos. I have been using the dragon quite significantly because I kind of want to make sure that the Vale knows who they're dealing with. You know what I mean? And yeah, so we're hopefully going to be able to do something with this. I am... Ooh, okay, Malakwo is declaring war against us as well. He is indeed a... well, is he... Wait a minute. He's just some random clan somewhere, isn't he? Yes, he seems to be a random clan. Daenerys is running around with around 400 people. As you can see, she's actually running away from Gilwood Hunter at the moment. Not sure why she's doing that. She does have a dragon at her disposal, but... you know how it is with the AI. Anyway, Nero's running around with 1,600, which is really nice. He's definitely going to be able to take that town. Super, super fun and super, super easy. Now, there are 953 opponents in Pentos and its garrison. So I'm not sure whether we're going to be able to do this, but shall we just actually... Wait a minute. Let me just see real quick. I can't actually see how many are in here. Well, that's a bit of a... that's a bit of an annoying situation, isn't it? Oh well, never mind. Okay, there's only 9 days. Okay, only 9 days worth of food here. So I think what we're going to do is we're literally just going to wait a little bit of time. Dolph is outside. Okay, that's a little bit worrying. They took the town back, of course, as you might expect. Let's vote for the owner. Let's see who we want to go for. Let's go for this guy. He's going to get it anyway, but we want to make sure that we try to schmooze as much as we can, get our relation up with everyone that we possibly can as well. And let's just make sure that we are on the ball when something happens. For example, we are going to make peace with the Vale. Okay, that's not exactly what I'm looking for right here. So you know what I'm actually going to do? I'm going to go and I'm going to attack this army right here. We're going to attack this army straight away. And we will try and execute them. That's literally what I'm going to do. We will try to execute them. I know, actually, someone wanted us to try and rectify our traits. because obviously our traits at the moment are devious and deceitful and evil, basically. And yeah, I don't think that's going to be possible, unfortunately. Maybe if we are super, super good to them, but obviously at the moment, I don't know. I don't think that's going to work, really, unfortunately enough. Okay, so let's just put this guy here. Lord Varys can go here, Maester can go here, and so on and so forth. Okay, so yeah, I've actually been doing quite a bit of dragon fighting, as you might expect, because this does give us a pretty good advantage, especially considering the Vale usually outnumbers us massively. So I'm just going in like this and doing massive amounts of damage, as much as I can, basically, and just trying to give us a bit of an advantage, because, you know, I mean, you see how many units we're actually fighting against right here. It's pretty difficult, and hopefully we're going to be able to do something here too. Let's just tell our forces to charge in. And the amount of cavalry that the Vale has is the main issue here. They just have so many cavalry. The Knights of the Vale themselves are extremely powerful. Very, very difficult for us to deal with them most of the time. As you can see, I've actually already only eliminated 100. I say only because that is not that much in the grand scheme of things. So generally what I've been doing is, after the first initial charge, I just retreat. And we go back in, and then we try it again and see what happens, you know, because that seems to be the most efficient way of us achieving victory most of the time. Because obviously otherwise we're going to get stuck into these really war of attrition style strategies, and I'm not a big fan of that if I can help it. Usually I will prefer to just go straight for it, straight for the victory, but yeah, the AI is definitely preferring a little bit more of a harsher style here. Anyway, the enemy is for some reason not having too many people on the battlefield right now. Kind of a bit strange. Okay, kind of a bit strange. Not sure what's going on with them. But the best thing I can do is just continue to maintain control of the battlefield here. And that means doing stuff like this, where we just walk along the line a little bit here with our flames active. It's going to deal so much damage. And it seems like that is indeed it for the opponent. I don't think we have anything to worry about here. One time I did actually get off my dragon and do some significant damage to the enemy's back line. Because basically what I did was I flew all the way over, obviously taking out you know, as many people as I could along the way, but I flew all the way over, landed behind enemy lines, and then I just cut apart the archer line, because I thought, hey, you know what, that seems like a pretty fun thing to do. So I tried it out, and it seems to work quite effectively. So, you know, as long as you can protect yourself from the line of sight of the archers, you should have a pretty decent time of things. So that means obviously utilizing the allied bodies of their comrades to prevent line of sight acquisition from the opponent, so you can just have only one archer firing on you at any one time, and you can try to dodge away from that relatively easily. Anyway, there we go. Another 83 renown for us right there. Pretty simple, obviously, as you might expect, but this is the thing. We are wanting to just take these guys prisoner as much as we can.
Is that you?
Is that...
And, oh, look at this. Yeah, this is actually the army that defeated Daenerys, apparently. And look at that. We have now rescued her, which is actually amazing. And we do now have the opportunity to take some people from here and rescue them. Unfortunately, the nearby fief already has a significant amount of people in the garrison, because, as I said, I have been rescuing a massive amount of troops. I put them in the garrison there. They have a full garrison complement. I should actually not be taking the loot either, because I have way too much cash as it is. As someone very rightfully pointed out, we are making so much money, there is really no need for us to take additional loot. So I'm just going to reset this, and we're just going to get the experience, even though the experience is also capped out. It doesn't really, it doesn't really help us that much, but it is a little bit better than just not letting it go. And, you know, I mean, obviously I have 4.3 million. I mean, that's more than enough for us to be able to do anything. Obviously, if I was a trading character, I would try to maximize my money gain as much as possible. So I would be, you know, keeping my money and keeping my loot and all that stuff. And I'm actually going to head over here now Oh yeah, I should have actually executed a bunch of people before they escaped. Oh, that's so sad. Oh well, never mind. Let's just do this real fast. Basically, that's what I'm doing now. I'm just executing as many people as I can, and there are a lot of people that don't like us right here, but this is actually a really good way of maybe preventing opponents from thinking that they can attack you in the future. Because they're going to think, oh yeah, our combat strength isn't looking particularly good. But you've also got to remember that because it has been so long since we started the campaign, it is very likely that a lot of the children that these clans have had, they're grown up. They're all grown up, and they're all going to be doing, you know, whatever they can to assist their own allies and forces and things. There's another rebellion happening apparently, and there's the peace agreement with the Vale, which is very sad indeed. But we still have another opponent to deal with, which is indeed Dragonstone. So we're gonna obviously have that on our hands. I did manage to take Norvos and Nysar away from the Vale, but obviously they were losing pretty hard, so they decided, you know what, let's just make peace. And hilariously enough, we are indeed paying them, which grinds my gears quite heavily because we were winning that so incredibly handily, but obviously because we are at war against multiple people, it is, well, it's a foregone conclusion that they are going to make peace. There's nothing really I can do about that, unfortunately, because they're just going to immediately think, oh yes, we're outnumbered, we can't do anything about that, we're outnumbered, we need help, we need to get rid of all of our enemies and so on, and they just have no resilience whatsoever, unfortunately. They're just always going to think, oh yes, we have too many opponents, we're going to have to do something about that. And that's generally how they think about things, unfortunately. Alright, so how much grain do I actually have? I have 250. Alright, well that's perfectly fine. I guess I'm just going to buy a bunch of fish and bunch of other stuff, even though it's not really going to do too much for us, to be honest. But actually, you know what? I think I need more food than this. Do I need more food than this, actually? Wait a minute. No. 34 days. 34 days. That is more than enough time. Or it should be more than enough time, at least. So let's make our way over to Dragonstone, because I'm actually kind of intrigued to see exactly what Stannis has in store for us, because we do, of course, have the ability to now make our way over. I was very much hoping that we'd be able to eliminate at least quite a few more of the vassals and various other fiefs that the Vale had in Essos, but obviously, as you see, I mean, I can't do much about the peace agreement. Even if I wanted to vote against it, it still wouldn't make any difference, I don't believe. Anyway, here we go. We now have Dragonstone to fight. So let's actually see. Ooh, Stannis is very close by right here. Okay, so we are just going to attack this guy straight away. Going to be fighting him probably without the dragon, because otherwise it's going to be super easily, right? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Let me just see. We're just going to charge everyone in here, and then we'll see if we can actually do something. Maybe we can go behind enemy lines and see if we can... you know what? I'm just going to do a little bit of fire breath against these guys. Just take out a couple of their cavalry. We do outnumber them so significantly that we should be able to just tackle them, no problem at all. Let's try not to get absolutely murdered by this guy on his mount, though. Oh, never mind. He's just going to run away. All right, well, that's perfectly fine as well. So let's see if we can get a couple of kills. Hello there. Yeah, I've actually been getting quite a few kills in sieges as well. As I said, I've kind of been enjoying just running around on the battlements, trying to survive as long as I can, and being able to tackle the front gate so fast without the use of a battering ram is really making a huge difference to that satisfaction and the enjoyment that actually comes from getting behind enemy lines. Because obviously, most of the time, what are you going to get? What's the result that you're usually going to see when you go into a siege? Well, my experience is that when I'm on a ladder, I'm just going to get continuously shot by archers, continuously shot by thrown weapons, and then eventually I'm going to get whittled down to about 20% HP. I'm going to get onto the battlements, and then I'll get killed by some random archer or whatever who has a blacksmith hammer or an axe or something like that, and it's just going to be super easy for them to eliminate me. That's usually my experience. However, when we do it this way and we get the middle gate down, you're then able to very easily slip inside and you don't have to worry about getting shot, at least initially. And in my opinion, that really makes a huge difference to your overall, as I say, enjoyment factor. And I think that, yeah, it's just so fun to be able to do that, because it's basically you against a significant portion of the opponent's forces, and you're not really having to worry too much about them. Alright, so we also now have the ability to recuperate from disorganized state 15% faster than normal, which is actually, in my opinion at least, I feel quite a significant benefit. Because then we are able to start moving around just that much faster. And we are just going to be continuing to execute as many people as possible, because we want to force them into a peace agreement, or we want to force them into being so weak that we can basically tackle anyone. Or at least that is the hope. Let's just take a quick look at Oh, hello. Okay, yeah, never mind. Stannis' army is very, very strong, as you can see right there. What kind of knights are those? Wait a minute. Let me see if I can just... let me see if I can find them. They are Thunder Knights. Ooh, those guys look so... Wow, okay, they look kind of dangerous. Oh, they have two-handed swords and lances, but no shield. Yeah, this... He has 80 of these. Yes, he has 80 of these. Not sure if that's actually... you know what? I'm actually thinking, shall we try it? Let's try it. Why not? Let's go in and see what happens. Let's go... Okay, against 700, it shouldn't be that bad. I mean, the only thing that I have to worry about, really, is Stannis' army in general. He only has 15 Thunder Knights, though. I wonder where all the Thunder Knights come from, actually. It seems like he is not the one to be fielding them, so... Guess we're going to see what happens in a second. And, ooh, this is a bad battlefield for me, that's for sure. Oh, dear. This is not very good. Okay. Let's see what we can do. Right. Okay. I think the best thing I can do is literally just go straight away over here. Just going to fly over the trees a little bit. And then we're going to descend on the massive conglomeration of units right there. Do as much damage as possible. Swing around and try to do more damage with a distraction in the process. Because this is obviously going to make a big difference. Hopefully it's going to make a big difference anyway. Can I fly away again? Yes, I can. I want to do damage to the enemy infantry as well. There we go. Try to do that. There we are. And now maybe we can get away from them once again. And now we can tell our people to charge in. We're just going to tell them to charge because we want them to be as aggressive as possible. As I said before, auto-delegate is very good, but only if you have the ability to ensure that the AI is going to be aggressive and is going to do what you need them to do. Unfortunately, Viserion is taking a lot of damage right now, so we kind of have to get away. And we're just going to continue dealing some damage here, just kind of mopping up some of the enemy's forces. Got to try to leverage our own forces a little bit here as well. Make sure that they are the ones taking the majority of the focus away from me right now, because otherwise my dragon is going to go down. Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm going to try and see if I can maybe do a last little ditch effort. Okay, there we go. Whew. All right, that is fine. That is not a problem. Let's just see if I can live this. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to be honest, but I will try my best. Hello there. Okay, this guy, oh, yep, is he? Okay, these guys really want to kill me, as you might expect, but surely I'll be okay, right? Surely I'll be okay. We have a massive sword. Oh no, we're very far away from anyone that is actually assisting us. This might be a bit problematic. Hello. Alright, let's take a quick look at our casualties. Okay, it's not too bad, but the enemy has indeed still have a pretty significant advantage right now in terms of numbers. I will probably have to get on a horse, which I'm not Oh, L. Oh, L, L. I was trying to press F. Of course I was trying to press F. Isn't that a classic? That's a classic and a half. I said to you at the time, you know, what do you bet that when I switch the keybind, I'm going to literally do that thing where it's just literally now, you know, me going, oh, I want to get on this horse, or I want to pick up that weapon or whatever, and then it's just like, yeah, no, not going to be able to do that. Unfortunately, I am now absolutely terrible at fighting on horseback, as you can see, not being really able to do too much. Oh, no. Okay, wait a minute. Are we actually even going to be able to achieve victory here? Let's just speed things up a little bit. And I think I should be actually, you know what? Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, I actually have something to show you. Oh, yeah, this is actually something I wanted to show you a while ago. Let me see here. Okay, what is it now? This? No. This? There we go. Okay. Aha! Look at what I have here. I've now taken this particular fellow, and he is now under my control. This is me actually controlling him. Yeah, this is the Post-Mortem Possession mod. And this is something that someone recommended that I get, because let's face it, I think this is actually super fun. Being able to do this is very cool, and I'm very much hoping that this is maybe going to provide us with the slight ability to enjoy the moments when Elias inevitably gets eliminated from some kind of battle, and then he's, you know, he's going to get replaced by, you know, this guy, and whoever this is, whoever I'm playing right now. I have no idea who this guy is, but yeah, that's kind of the reason why I wanted to install that. And if you want to check it out, there is a link in the description, as is always the case with all the mods that I use. And yeah, it is, in my opinion, pretty simple. Basically, what you do is you press the O key or the U key whenever you're dead, and then it will either take the closest unit to your camera, or it will take the highest tier unit available. And that's it. So yeah, pretty cool, right? Or at least I think it's pretty cool. There have been mods like this in the past, but I feel like this is very simple and lightweight, and you don't really need to worry about any settings, even though you can customize the settings if you so desire. Anyway, there we are. That is a wonderful victory. 158 renown for this. Absolutely incredible. And we also have Stannis available to take prisoner. And you know what's going to happen to people that we take prisoner? Oh, you can best bet, right? You can best bet. Anyway, let's just take him prisoner. There we go. All of these are going to be executed relatively soon. And we're just going to be recruiting all of them as well. There we are. Not going to be taking any more prisoners, as you might expect. We basically have no space because I'm very, very low in terms of, well, everything. We have no HP. We're probably extremely slow. Yeah, we are indeed extremely slow. Now, I have to be a bit wary here because I think there is a vassal nearby. Yes, there is. He could theoretically be absolutely devastating to us right now. He could be devastating. So devastating, in fact, that he might actually make it impossible for us to escape. But we kind of have to make sure that we are just executing as many people as possible here. I have no idea whether any of these are from minor factions as well, by the way, so we're just doing this just for the sake of it. There goes Stannis. There goes Stannis. I mean, technically, you know, we're supposed to be taking King's Landing relatively soon, so I'm trying to eliminate as many enemies as I can, and that's really the big deal here. So once we have done this, I'm hopeful, cross fingers, that I'm not going to get beset upon by that vassal nearby. I should have enough, hopefully enough combat strength to be able to sort of, you know, fend him off, but you never know. You never know. Maybe that's not going to happen. Okay, here we go. He is chasing me. Oh no. Just to kind of shadow us a little bit. Just to shadow us. Okay, yeah, he is. No. I'm sorry, sir. You're not really going to be able to do too much to us. I could potentially just attack him straight away if we wanted to, but I don't think that's particularly necessary. We could go in here against this guy, which I think I might try. Ooh, hello. Who's this? Okay, we got a lot of other people here. I have to be careful, you know. I have to be careful still, because we still only have 125 people. Do we have any armies coming over here? It doesn't seem like it. Okay, I'm going to go to Celtigar Keep because that seems... Oh, hello. Do you want to fight me? No, no, you're running away. All right, that's perfectly fine. So I'm just going to go in here and we're just going to wait around for a little bit of time just to restore ourselves as much as we possibly can because this is a lot faster, as you can see. And then hopefully we'll be able to do something. And we can also recruit a bunch of troops in the meantime. And we also have a potential fight on our hands here, which I think we will attempt to do. Alright, so we're in the battle, and I'm actually going to be taking up a little bit more of a command role here. I'm very much hoping that my cavalry are not going to be idiots and go away from the enemy's cavalry, because I kind of want them to just go over there and attack that little formation of cavalry. Hopefully they're going to do that. I have another formation of cavalry that I created over here, and as you can see, they're split off into Soren's command. So she's obviously going to be doing a, hopefully, pretty good job over there. And hopefully we will now be able to move our archers into a decent position too, with our infantry just a little bit in front. So we're just going to move these archers around about here, put them into a loose formation as well. And obviously if we want to, we can spread them out. I know that there are different ways that you can set up your formations. I do know that, but usually I just tend not to do it. That's it. I do know about that kind of stuff, but I just tend not to do it for reasons unknown. But yeah. It's like one of those things that, you know, it's like, you know, you're playing a game and you're like, oh yeah, there's a very good reason for that, and then the game's like, yeah, there's no reason. It's just unknown. There's an unknown reason for it. Like in a story or whatever, where a character just goes, yes, I have my reasons, and then they never explain what the reasons are, you know what I mean? It's exactly like that. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna just place our archers round about here. Gonna have to get our cavalry round about there as well. I kind of want to make sure that we have 2 cavalry sections on either flank, and then we'll hopefully be able to do that. There we go. Okay, so now we can actually just move our forces a little bit ahead here, and we're just going to engage with our infantry. Obviously we outnumber this guy pretty significantly, but from what I could tell, he actually had... Okay, apparently he doesn't. Oh, okay, that's interesting. I actually thought he had slightly better units than he does. Guess I will tell my forces to charge in. Let's tell our cavalry to charge in right there. Not dis... Okay, I told them to dismount. Well, that's absolutely wonderful, isn't it? Ah, what a classic. Yeah, that is definitely not something that I anticipated or wanted to have happen, but okay, sure. That seems to be the thing that is happening right now. But we are telling our forces to charge in now at least, so they will be assisting me slightly here. And I will hopefully be able to do quite a bit of damage in the process to these enemies. There we go. Not bad. And funnily enough, it doesn't feel like such an unwieldy sword now, does it? And who would have expected us to have such a significant amount of weapon skill already? You know, because, I mean... How many episodes ago was it? I don't even know, but I think it was like, what, 5 episodes ago, something like that, where we actually created this sword? I'm not entirely sure, but whatever the case, just having the ability to level up your two-handed skill after, you know, so long not even bothering really to level it up at all is really quite a testament to that, and how fast it is capable of any character being able to just get something done and leveled up really, really swiftly. I love that kind of thing, because that means that there's a lot more build variety available as well, because obviously, you know, if you play a game, maybe sometimes, you know, especially in RPG games, maybe sometimes they're not going to allow you to respec. Maybe there's, you know, nothing in that regard. You know, I mean, obviously I can't really respec my my focus points as far as I'm aware, but I do have the ability to respec my perks. And that really actually makes a big difference. Anyway, I have actually started to spec into Steward skill. I actually don't think this is really going to make any difference, but I'm kind of just specking into it because I realized to myself that roguery is not actually going to be that useful for me, considering I have so much cash already. And roguery is indeed a thing that you mostly take because it gives you insane amounts of cash generation, because loot, of course, translates directly into money, and that's the kind of thing that I was kind of hoping for. But of course, we don't need it, so there's no point. There's no point in me taking it. And these guys are way too fast, as you can quite clearly tell, so unfortunately I won't be able to do anything against them. So let me just take a quick look here, because I'm wondering what's actually going on with House Targaryen. I'm wondering whether they are actually deciding to come over here or not. Oh, they still haven't taken... Okay. Okay, you're traveling to... Okay. Yeah, well, that is a little bit disappointing. I was kind of hoping that they would be a little bit more proactive, but of course they do have a rebellion to crush in Bravos at the moment. So I'm going to assume that they are going to do that ahead of any time. And yeah, that is unfortunate, to say the least, because I would have very much liked some assistance over here, to be fair, but... Oh well, never mind. I guess that's actually going to be it for this episode then, and I will be attempting to launch a one-man army attack against Dragonstone. We might actually call for some vassals as well. It very much depends on how many are free, because as you can see, there are 2 armies currently making their way to Bravos, which is very, very funny and redundant in some ways. But yes, anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.